Your insides could be burning even now. The Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, an invisible enemy established after the catastrophic event of April 26, 1986. Reactor number 4 at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant near Pripyat, Ukraine. Exploded. This single event spread radioactive fallout across Europe, even reaching 20,000 square kilometers in Sweden. Over 200,000 square kilometers became contaminated. A 45-minute shift could give a worker a fatal dose of over 800 rems. Radiation levels near the core were estimated at 30,000 roentgens per hour immediately after the blast. Normal background radiation is around 0.00025 roentgens per hour. This is over 120 million times higher. The initial explosion itself killed just 2 workers, but the subsequent acute radiation syndrome claimed 28 lives within 3 months, and hundreds more suffered severe illnesses for years. 50,000 residents of Pripyat were evacuated by bus in just over 3 hours on April 27. 116,000 people were initially evacuated from their homes within 36 hours of the explosion. They left everything behind, their pets, their memories, their entire lives. The ghost city of Pripyat now stands silent. Buildings still hold children's toys and open books, a chilling time capsule of 1986. The exclusion zone spans 2,600 square kilometers. It is divided into 2 main areas, a smaller inner circle with a 10-kilometer radius, and a larger outer circle with a 30-kilometer radius. Entry is strictly controlled by Ukrainian authorities with 2,000 security personnel. Some brave self-settlers, around 150 in 2021, chose to return despite the danger. Many were 70 years old who wanted to die in their ancestral homes. The primary contaminants were iodine-131, cesium-137, and strontium-90. Iodine-131 has a half-life of only 8 days, so it decayed relatively quickly, but cesium-137 and strontium-90 have half-lives of around 30 years. This means they will remain dangerous for centuries. Specifically, cesium-137 emits beta particles and gamma rays. Strontium-90 affects bone marrow. A new safe confinement sarcophagus was completed in 2017. It cost over $2.3 billion and employed thousands of workers from more than 40 countries. It aims to contain the original concrete sarcophagus, known as the shelter object, for the next 100 years. Wildlife has surprisingly returned to the zone. Wolves, bears, moose, and wild boars roam freely. The number of wolves is 7 times higher than in similar reserves. In the absence of humans, nature reclaims its territory. But their genetic health is still a subject of scientific study. Some animals show higher rates of mutations or tumors, especially thyroid-related. Even 2024 still sees elevated radiation readings. The zone is not safe for permanent human habitation for 20,000 years. Tourism has grown in recent years, attracting 100,000 visitors annually before 2020. Visitors can take guided tours to specific areas under strict supervision. They are given Geiger counters and must adhere to strict rules about what they can touch or take. The ground itself is often unevenly contaminated. Hotspots exist where radiation levels are still dangerously high. Touching certain mosses or fungi can be lethal. Fire is another major threat. Forest fires can redistribute radioactive particles from the soil into the air. This happened significantly in 2020's spiking air radiation levels. The long-term effects of low-level chronic radiation exposure on the hundreds of thousands of cleanup workers, liquidators, are still being studied. Many have suffered increased rates of thyroid cancer, leukemia, and other health issues. Estimates suggest 600,000 people were liquidators between 1986 and 1992. It is a stark reminder of humanity's destructive power. A silent witness to a moment when technology spiraled out of control. This forbidden landscape continues to evolve, its future remains uncertain, its past an unforgettable lesson.